cast is here. Let's give them a round of applause. If you've recovered yet, Severin, Fiala, Verinika, Franz, McHugh, and Jaeden Martell. Amazing. Amazing. Who here saw A Goodnight Mommy, their other film? Nice. Well, everybody else go back and on iTunes, definitely check it out. I'm going to start with you guys, the co-directors. You guys had a script, right, that you were given, and then how did you sort of build the concept?
It's not our fault, right? There was a script.
It's partly your fault. It's partly your fault.
Yeah, it's always our fault.
So what did you guys respond to about the screenplay?
I mean, very stupidly, the first thing we really responded to was that it said on the cover, untitled Hammer Thriller. Like this amazing hammer. Oh, you don't have a microphone? That's sad.
We have to share.
And that it was not about evil twins, because Hollywood kind of sent us for months and years only script about evil twins.
So that's how they work. And it was not about evil twins, and it said hammer. So that's when we fell in love and hoped so much that we would like the script, underneath the cover in a way. And yeah, we read it.
And obviously that structure was there, but what elements did you bring in that you had learned from your previous experience? And what elements did you sort of fine-tune it to your own voice? I'll let you guys, but let Verinika answer one of this one. Thanks, Leah.
I think it's hard it was a very suspenseful script with witty dialogues, very funny. And what we did is we took all fun out of it and added some kind of depression.
We're so sorry, for the screenwriter. He was the nicest guy. He was super talented. It was fun, and we took everything. It's we're sorry.
No, actually, it's difficult because his script was good, but we need to kind of make it our own when we kind of do it. So because our kind of way of making films or seeing films is that it needs to be atmospheric. We kind of try to not use too many dialogues, but we always dream of a silent movie one day we could make. So we kind of try to find to empty the script in a way and to find kind of space to breathe, to have silence, and to kind of so that the audience can put their own, thoughts, fears, feelings in, and so
It's scarier because you're sitting with those moments long. It feels like forever sometimes, You guys utilize time.
Thank you so much. I mean, that's what we hope for. And for some people, I think it works nicely, and for others, not at all. And so I hope for you it worked, because we think it's for us, it's all about that. It's not about a preconceived thrill ride. It's not about a formula where you always know at every moment in time, okay, now the jump scare is going to happen, now this is going to happen. But we
music
really,
and sound design often tells you.
We really feel that silence, and also a form of openness where not so much seems to happen, adds greatly to the film, because then you are, as an audience, you have to fill the gaps and say, okay, I'm not sure how I feel, okay, but what does that mean? And I think that's much more interesting for us, is people have to put themselves right there, on the line, and not just watch something preconceived.
So actually we love when people kind of ask questions, or when questions are raised. So this is one of our goals.
And Hollywood hates it,
yes.
I think. It's we had the first test screening, there were people people afterwards, and
we had to sit
so
behind
happy.
them,
we watched
as we
them.
would sit now in the last row, and you would talk about the film, and we would have to listen.
Yeah, and people were talking, and we're like, oh my God, it's great. They have questions. It's so interesting.
Discuss.
They talk about it. And then producers were like, okay, they have questions. That's not good. That's not good at all. They discuss, and we're but that's a good thing, right?
They want to line it all out for them.
Yes.
What did you guys respond to about this screenplay? What did you like about it?
I was really excited because it was an original idea, and it's so different. I've never seen anything like it before. And I was really excited after watching Goodnight Mommy to work with Verinika and
Yeah, she
Severin.
really watched it.
It was-
We're like,
And she said, "Oh, it was fun."
we're like,
It was a really good movie.
Better than me.
I like to watch
thank you,
horror movies.
Leah, but like, still, wow.
Yeah, and the characters really stood out to me and how well that it was written and their journey throughout the movie.
Mm.
I really enjoyed reading it.
How about you,
She's so
Jaeden?
professional. Wow. Jaeden, now you answer, right?
Well, when I first read the script, I was a little hesitant about doing another horror movie because I just did one, and I feel like horror is something that you can get trapped in as an actor. So I was nervous at first, but then
So he declined. Really?
but
Several times.
no, just once.
once.
Just once. And then actually the one of the producers on the horror movie that I did contacted me and said, "You should watch Goodnight Mommy. You can just think about it." And then I watched it, and then I realized that it's not just a typical horror movie. It's psychological, and it's more of a thriller, and it makes you think as an audience member. And so it really spoke to me, and I was like, oh, I have to be a part of this. I have to work with these people because they're so talented, and it was so beautifully done. And yeah, I was drawn.
Thank you. It's so nice how you tell the story, like how we remember it. It was so scary for us because we knew we wanted to have Jaeden.
We had
And
this one-time
yeah,
chance.
and we had this only chance,
Skype.
like, of talking to him. Like, we made him watch the film, like Goodnight Mommy. It was so hard that, like, he received the link, that he watched it, and we felt, okay, there is only this, like, 20-minute Skype when we can talk to him. And then we started talking, and
Never stopped.
we never stopped. He didn't even say hi. We just like constantly, like for 20 minutes, we kept rambling on. And then he said, goodbye. And we're like, okay, fuck. I think we totally blew this.
But lucky as we are, he likes weird people. So he decided for us.
Perfect. But I want to talk to you guys about the benefit of shooting on location and bringing real exteriors and that sort of thing. Was that always the way you saw it? Having real cold?
Yeah, we're always totally like that. I think it doesn't only help like the actors, but it also helps us in a way that we want to get as many things like real as possible. So the cold, the location, the
Isolation.
circumstances, the isolation, we think it helps not only us, and we need help, like any help we can get, but it also
and even
helps.
if it's the weather, right? So
Yeah, even if the weather helps,
Yeah.
something needs to
take
help.
any help.
We take any help, but the actors also need like kind of help, we think, and shooting chronologically, like in sequence, and also on location, and also in true isolation. We are very sure that it helps like everyone, and we felt it's not the easiest thing, of course, to push that through with American producers because it doesn't make much sense. It's like very
it's not efficient.
yeah, it's not efficient. It's very time-consuming. It's like the most stupid idea you could have, but we felt it's gonna help us. It's gonna help them. Let's just try to do it.
Did
I
it help?
understand. I understand you guys even had Riley rolling around in the snow, right, in the
Yes.
cold, to get that essence of her being really
As she's
freezing.
from California, she kind of froze anyway.
Yeah, it was very easy for her to feel cold.
How about you
how
guys?
did you feel cold?
Yeah, what did you guys like about the on location or dislike about it, or what did it bring to
Yeah,
the
y-
performance?
You can't really pretend to be cold, so it definitely helped us get into character and that mindset. But I feel like, well, we were definitely isolated. We stayed in this hotel that no one else was staying in.
It looked like The Shining.
Yeah, it
It
was
was even more creepy than the
It was
lodge,
creepy.
actually.
It was.
Looked much better
We
than
should
The
have just
Shining.
shot the
It
movie in
helped
there. So we did feel the same way as our characters, where we were just kind of stuck and stuck in the cold. Sometimes without food because the restaurant would shut down because they were like, oh, there's not
There
enough.
was
There's
never
not
any
enough people to
food.
serve, so we're not gonna.
You were
pick
starving
anything
these
tonight."
kids? They weren't able to eat, guys? What's
Yeah.
going on?
We went to Walmart. We got
Method acting.
ramen.
Okay.
No, we were
so excited.
No, it's method acting. It's
And
all
we were
method acting.
so happy that like finally our sadism is regarded as like helpful and really making some benefit or something.
It's r- reinterpreted.
Yeah, there we go. How about you guys? How about Riley and Richard aren't here, but what was it like working with those guys?
Horrible.
They were great to work with. Verinika and Severin, I mean, me and Jaeden focused more on building our relationship, so we sort of, in the beginning, stayed like away from Riley a little bit, so we didn't have too much of a relationship with her. So we didn't really get to know her very well until like we were shooting with each other for a long time because we were on set together. But she's an amazing actress, and she has a really a cool process of how she does everything, and I really enjoyed working with her. And Richard was so fun to work with. I'm actually a fan. I really like The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. And my whole family was freaking out when we found out he was going to be in the movie.
That's awesome. How about you, Jaeden?
Oh yeah, it was interesting at first because it was just me and her really, and Verinika and Severin. We were doing all these fun things like ice skating and rock climbing, and then Riley was kind of left alone, and we weren't allowed to talk to her really.
Stay away.
Exactly, but no, but being on set with her was definitely a great experience, and just I feel like it's always the case when you're working with someone that obviously if they're talented, it makes your job easier, and that was the case, and it was easy just to build off of her intensity and her talent, and that goes for Leah as well, and Richard.
So what was it like for you guys to see with an audience and get that real sort of the audience? You guys were seeing it for the first time, right? The actors, or had you seen it?
I was there at Sundance. Jaeden wasn't there.
Right.
So how was
But I was terrified to see like the audience reaction and to see like my.
We were also terrified because of the audience reaction.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean, watching myself too. I mean, of course, I felt it when we were filming, but you never know until you really see it. So I was really scared, but I mean, watching the audience reaction after the movie, and I mean, it was a really incredible experience. I had a great time.
Yeah, for us, even having seen the audience reaction, we're still not sure what to think because we're so intimidating. It was so scary watching it with all those people. We didn't feel anything. It was just for us, we were so scared, and then
I
it
was
was
shaking.
over. And yeah, we were just shaking. Verinika next to me, and I was like, oh, and we didn't feel anything. So we're glad that you felt something, right?
I feel like your guys' introduction, they gave an introduction. They mentioned how scared they were. I don't think the audience were even less prepared for what they were about to see. It doesn't seem like you guys were scared. This film came out so well.
No, they came up to us and said, "Oh, thank you for a sleepless night," which was good to hear.
Yeah,
Of
definitely.
course.
Thank you. I wanted to congratulate you all on the film. I thought it was entertaining and
you.
scary. And my question goes out to Jaeden. You've been in comedies, you've been in murder mysteries, and you've been in horror movies. As a young actor, what have you learned as you transcended from one genre to the next?
The thing is, it's never about the genre. It's always about the script and the people who are attached to it. And that was the case with this. And like I said, I was nervous to do a horror film, but it's about working with. It's about the character as well. And I've learned so much, and I try to learn something new from every project I do because that's how you become a better actor. And it's easy to feel stagnant and not grow as an actor. And it gets easy to do the same thing over and over again. So it's good to just do different things that will help you grow. And
He also tries to answer every question. Sometimes they're similar questions. He always tries to find a different answer.
Because he's actually one of the nicest people there is on this
Earth.
planet. Yeah. Sorry for that, Jaeden.
Compliments
Just
are
came
always
out,
welcome. I feel like that's always the way to go. Leah, maybe you can talk about now you're doing a big Marvel film. Doing this film. What's it like? Bridging different genres, and how does it feel like? How do you feel like it makes you grow as an actress?
Like Jaeden said, it's really not about the genre. It's a lot about the people that are attached to the project and how much you love the script and the storyline and things like that. I've learned to really just try to live in the moment and really relish every experience and everything that comes from, the job and everything part of it.
Hey guys, I love the movie. It's like one of the best horror movies I've seen in a while now.
There you go.
Yeah,
Thank
it was
you.
great. But I was reading the reactions from Sundance, and everyone loved it. It seemed but some people felt I think that they expected a haunted play house movie,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a big misdirect. And I love what you guys did instead. It wasn't always going to be like a purgatory misdirect kind of movie, or did it change structurally a lot during the process of making it?
I think we're like very playful people, so it's like never about one direction and never about one thing. And we love to, even like writing a script, we love misdirecting each other. It's like
Surprise each
I was,
other.
yeah, I was like, Veronica's never gonna get this, and the other way around. So I think that's how we work, and I think we could take this game forever in a way. Still, like the most important thing is like the characters. So we felt Jaden's and Leah's character and Grace's character, how they would behave if you're really in their head. That was like the most important thing. So we felt even if we had the feeling those characters would maybe go down like a different direction or take a different turn than the script would love them to do, we felt, okay, this is always like the best direction. Let's follow the characters, even if it's like going off the horror film territory. And we felt that's what would make it even more thrilling, because it makes it even more like unexpected if you follow the real people, and we're about the people.
Yeah, and we like to play. What you mean? We also like to play with the genre itself. We kind of big fans of film history, so we know a lot of films, and so we kind of like to misguide sometimes, or to play with your expectations you have because you know certain films, and we like that.
Howdy. Beautifully done. I love the use of the thing. How, who is the monster
Thank
here?
you.
That was a nice little Easter egg. For the filmmakers, I'm wondering if there are any. Oh, also it was edited really beautifully. I don't know if you edited it yourself or if you had somebody else.
With our Austrian editor, actually.
Like
Yeah.
the
Well
guy,
done from
yeah,
Good
the
Night Mommy.
guy who also did Good Night Mommy, and we're
You guys are a
like
great team.
hugely in
Yes.
love with him.
So, is there anything that didn't make the final cut that that you could tell us about? And also for the actors, it's interesting that they took a lot out of the script, and that's after you read it. So, is there anything that was in the script, maybe some dialogue that you didn't get to do, or something that you think would have been interesting that didn't make it?
That's the unfortunate thing. As directors, you can talk endlessly about stuff you would have wanted to make it into the film and that didn't. So sorry, you started us. Speaking of the thing, love those references and the kids watching those horror movies and what it does to them. And there were like more scenes of that, like them actually watching the remake. Yeah, Jaeden watching the remake of Silent Night, Deadly Night, which is like has this amazing scene of like this priest guy who is talking about sin and redemption, which is actually the theme of the film, but he does it in a very fun, cheesy way. And then Santa Claus kills him. And Jaeden watches him, and Riley like stands next to it,
so
like
amused.
really perplexed. So that was a scene that we would have loved to include.
It's
It
very
was-
funny, actually. It has kind of a dry humor, so it did not. I mean, as we kind of wanted to raise any fun.
Yeah, we killed all the fun. That was like one of the huge problems of the movie. I
No,
think.
it felt too long, actually. So sometimes you kind of have to cut scenes because it just felt too long.
Yeah, so we
But it
killed
was great.
the fun.
Yeah, there was a scene in the beginning when Riley's nose bleeds and we're like praying together where
Well,
we
you
were-
read the script, right?
No, we filmed this scene.
Yes.
Yeah, and we even filmed it.
Joke.
Sorry. And she sort of wants to play this game where it's about like people who have died, and
Oh, that's a
Actually,
fun
you
one
are
too.
so right. It was one of our favorite scenes, and we forgot about it. Thanks for bringing that one up. No, true. That was like not being ironic. I really loved that scene, and we do like.
We
Thank
fought
you.
for it, actually, but
Didn't work out in the film, but we
Well,
love it actually.
yeah. And then she like asks us like who we know who have died or something, and then we say our mom, and yeah.
It was like a game called All the Dead Fly High. So you would like basically, if somebody died, you would put your hands up, and if you believed somebody was still alive, you would keep drumming or drum rolling your fingers in a way. and no one got the game. That was like our biggest problem in a way, but we actually
adaptation of a European kind of game, like
yeah, it was maybe too Austrian,
Yeah.
but we
Didn't
actually
translate.
loved it a
didn't
lot.
translate.
Yeah, it sounds like a great scene though. And you guys also changed the ending that was in the
Yeah.
original script, right? Yeah, so it's a different ending. Maybe you don't want to give that away. We'll let that slide.
Actually, it's easy to give away because like there is nothing to give away because the original script would have just ended way sooner in a way. Like there is the twist, you find out the kids did something, and then like there was this showdown with also like the father being stabbed in like the original script, and that was basically it, and everyone dies. So it was as bleak, but still we felt the most important thing about the script was what would happen like after the twist. Like there is this twist, the kids say it was us, and then they want to take it back, and we felt okay, like they wanted to create purgatory in a way for her, or they wanted her to make believe they're in purgatory, and we felt by like doing that they might actually create purgatory for like real life purgatory, and then they want to take it back, and there is maybe no way. I mean, they try to take it back, but it doesn't work for Riley because they have taken it too far, the kids, and that was like the moment that interested us most, like rewriting the script to hell. Okay, after the ending of the story, what's happening then? And that was actually what interested us most.
And we also didn't want the kids actually to be kind of in the end the evil kids. So because they're kids, I mean, they do bad things, but they still have a certain innocence to it, or they also have reasons. So we wanted them to take it back, so that they kind of understood they went too far, and we were interested in that moment that they kind of wanted to go back.
Yeah.
So yeah, they would like usually in a horror film they would not do that. They would not say, okay, we went too far, let's take it back, let's see if we can solve the situation, because that doesn't make any sense, because it's not in favor like of the plot, like moving on. But we're sometimes very much interested in moments that are not good for the plot to move on, and that was one of those, and that actually inspired us like to do the whole thing.
Yeah, you guys did a great job with that. Sorry, there was a gentleman in the way back that had his hand up first, and then we'll go back to you, ma'am.
Thank you. You guys did a really good job with the movie, and I really love Good Night Mommy as well. And you, my question was, you mentioned film history. What films helped inspire this film?
I mean, we love films from the 60s, for example, like, I don't know if you know Bunny Lake is Missing by Otto Preminger, for example, which has like also like this uncertainty what happened. There is a child kind of goes missing, and we don't know for a very long time what happened. And the ending is kind of still gets to me when I think of it. So it's,
I think there are there are many great films that really get to us. Also one that has been like recently remade, and we read the script like of the remake, like The Innocents, which was remade to The Turning, and we actually felt okay, we could never do that because we're so hugely in love with the original, which is one of the most ambiguous
endings of all times.
All times, and it's like an amazing film. So that is also one that definitely greatly inspired us. And also another one, like to name a third one, is like The Thing, which of course plays like a part in our movie, and we also don't want to compare our movie to that one because we think it's like a true masterpiece. Still, we think it's a film about people trapped in like a single location in the cold, and there is a monster, and you don't know who the monster is, because that's what the thing is ultimately about. There is like, the thing could be any single one of us. The monster could be any one of those people, and we hope the same is true like for our film. They're all humans, but still everyone could be a monster according to the situation they are in.
Or no monster. So our goal was to basically make a horror film without like this single monster.
Yeah, well, you nailed it. So we only have time for one last question, and that's this lady right here. Yep.
Hi there. I did love the movie. I was terrified. And for Good
Great
Night
to
Mommy
hear.
too. Oh my God, I couldn't stop holding him. Thank you. My question is about the miniature dollhouse and the recurring scenes with it. Could you tell us about that, please? Please.
Yeah, actually, I think it's, or we think, of course, because we share one brain. I mean, it's, it's not good to say that at the start of a Q&A because it seems like we're only half a person. But now I can tell you, like we're like only half a person. Yeah, we think it's like a symbol for the whole movie in a way because we wanted the whole movie to feel like for an audience. You can never be too sure, like, if it's real, if it's like the dollhouse, if it's just somebody playing with those people, like playing with those puppets, if it's like the real space, or like only this this game in a way. So the whole film should make the audience ideally feel uncomfortable and not too sure what to think and not too sure what's real. And we loved that. That's why we tried with our cinematographer also to film the actual lodge as if it was a dollhouse. So very wide angle shots, always from like above or below. So never like a realistic eye level angle in a way, because we wanted it to feel as if it might be just the dollhouse with somebody playing with those figures. So that was actually one of our biggest visual goals.
Interesting answer. Who set up all the dolls? It's so dark. You have the doll hanging from the rope and then setting it down. Did you guys like?
So much fun. We tried to
I had
stop. We like to do it ourselves in a way, but like in this system, there is a prop master who is like very close to hitting us if we touch too many of his props. So.
Still did.
I love it. I love it. It was a great way to wrap this up, guys. Thank you so much for coming out. You know, this is what social media is for, is spread word about films like this. I know it's going to be rainy here in New York City, so send people here to Angelika. Thanks again for being here, guys. Really appreciate it. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot for staying, and yeah, thanks for your question.